let's move to a larger national issue. We'll switch gears now. Trouble appears to be looming, and this is about the full implementation of the new minimum wage. The leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, and the Trade Union Congress, CUC, say there is no going back on the planned industrial action over the full non-implementation of the new minimum wage and a consequential adjustment until the federal government meet their demands. Addressing journalists after a meeting with the Minister of Labour and Employment in Abuja, the Deputy President of the NLC, Mr. Amechi Asugun, insists that the unions will continue with the mobilization of their members for the strike. According to him, the labor unions will only back down if there is a consensus at a joint negotiating meeting with the federal government on Tuesday, October the 15th. Why is the delay in the full implementation? Let's ask and speak to the Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, who joins us from our Abuja studio. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, for coming tonight on the program. Tell us, why has the federal government not been able to meet up with its promise of implementing the new minimum wage fully?
Yeah, the federal government have met up with its earlier promise, and that promise is that we shall put in place a national minimum wage law. That law is in place. It says that the lowest paid person, the person that is in lowest rung of the ladder, for services he renders, you pay him 30,000 naira. And in the public service of the Federation, that means the person on grade level 1, step 1. We've done so. And not only have we done so, but we have even adjusted from level 1, that's grade level 1, to grade level 6. And by August salaries payment, the federal government had paid up that cadre of staff. By September salary, we have paid them also the arrears. Make no mistake about it. Once you do minimum wage on grade level 1, step 1, from grade level 2 up, you will do what is called consequential adjustment. Because the man on grade level 1 will now be any more than the man on grade level 2. Same with 3, same with 4, till you get to 17.
Honorable Minister, apologies. Let me butt in quickly. Let's take a break. And when we come back, it does not look exactly what the minister is saying. They are not in agreement with the labor, and that's why labor wants to go on strike. How do we stop this imminent danger to the Nigerian economy? We'll take a moment, and when we come back, we'll be talking to the minister. Join us again, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Labor unions said they are going on strike if the federal government does not meet up with their demands. They're still meeting and talking. It's about the new minimum wage and what they call non-full implementation of that. So let's get back to the conversation with the Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, who has been talking to us from our Abuja studio. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. With the little time that we have, I hope that we'll be able to tackle and deal with some of the issues on the table. If you help me to hit the nail on the head so that we can be able to address this matter quickly. Clarify for Nigerians to understand, because the thinking and the word out there is that the minimum wage was implemented only for level grade 1 to 7, and that of upper grades are being considered. Is that true?
Correct. And what that presupposes is that from grade level 2 to 6 have been consequentially adjusted. And everybody is happy. Labor is happy. Federal government is happy with it. They have agreed on that, and it's been implemented. There is level 7 to 17, which they have broken into 2. One step or one leg is from level 7 to level 14, and from level 15 to level 17, what you can call the directorate cadre in the service. Make no mistake about it, Sean, this is for federal public servants. So it does not even touch the states. What the states are supposed to do is to take our template. So I do not see why state governments have not started paying the level 1 to 6 template and adjust it to their own need, their
Honorable Minister,
circumstances.
let me
Because
come in here because
what the
apologies,
man
sorry.
in
It does
Lagos
look
will
like
earn.
maybe the federal government is reneging on what it promised that it will do, because World Labor, the adjustment of the salary grade, 15 to 7 and 14 and 24% adjustment for officers on salary grade level. Some of them are saying that that is the initial plan. But it looks like the federal government is going back and does not want to implement what was initially agreed.
No, there has never been any agreement, Shehu. Let nobody hoodwink you about that. No initial agreement. There's an agreement post the national minimum wage law signed on April 18, 2019 by President Muhammadu Buhari. There's now an agreement on what grade level 1 to 6 you get. Negotiations are continuing on level 7 to 17. And that is what it should be expected. It's a consequential adjustment because once you give the man at the lowest rung of the ladder 30,000, his salary will impinge into level 6, level 7. Because those people were the people who hitherto earned that kind of money. So you must consequentially move them up. And doing so, you do what the ILO principles of wage negotiation entails. It's called collective bargaining. You must bargain. And once you are doing that bargaining, you are guided by the principles of ability to pay. That's it. So everybody knows that that is the situation.
Minister.
So labor themselves, I have had exploratory talks with them. They served the notice of not being able to guarantee industrial peace after October 16. So I had to proactively invite them. Their joint negotiating council, labor side, held separate meetings with them, held separate meetings with the government side too. And I've succeeded in breaking down a lot of areas of mistrust and the differences. So tomorrow, we are all going to meet collectively, both sides, with their leaders and government leaders, the ministers of finance, budget, and planning, so that we can all agree on what is to be done holistically.
Minister, apologies to Bolton again. And I want you to come straight to Nigerians. You did say last week that you are going to open your books. Is it true that the federal government may not be able to afford to pay workers' wages if you go by the template?
That is part of what is being done now in my exploratory talks to them. Do not forget that I'm an arbiter in this matter. I'm a conciliator. I'm not wearing a government cap only now. I'm as Minister of Labor, the chief conciliator, as per the labor laws of the country. So I will not be there and the labor people are cheated. Neither will I allow them to cheat government or force government to do what they are not supposed to do. So that is what is happening now.
Honorable Minister,
they understand
if the federal government sorry, we can get it clearly. Apologies again. The question I'm asking is, if the federal government can truly afford the minimum wage of 30,000, the minimum wage of 30,000, can it afford it?
Which they are doing now, which they are paying now already. They are paying that already. That is
but not in full.
That is where the exclusivity of that act ends. On that 30,000, that's where it ends. Every other thing is a consequential adjustment which you do by negotiation. Sean. It's not a wage review. It's not a general wage review. A general wage review is different. The government, in anticipation of a general wage review, has put in place a presidential committee on salaries and wages, of which the Minister of Finance is the chairman, and assisted by myself and some other ministers. We are putting a report to government on a general wage review because there are some agencies of government that the salaries of people on the same level with the people in the pure civil service, if you compare them, the man in that agency is earning times three times, 300%. what the other person in the civil service is earning. And these are people who are classmates and classmates in the universities. And the man who is earning 300% more maybe has a second class lower or third class, while the man in the government service pure, civil service pure, he had a first class degree. How do you justify it?
All right.
They enter the service the same day, and one person is the other way. So that one is a different kettle of fish, Shaun. But what we are doing now is a consequential review as part of the minimum wage that have placed the lowest paid man
Minister,
on salary that is the level 6, level 7 officer salary.
Minister, we're out of time. But I would like you to help me in just a statement to say, should this negotiation tomorrow break down and workers go on strike, what would be the reaction of government?
No, it will not break down. It will not break down. I told you that the books will be open. I've shown them the books. Government people side gave me the books. I showed it to them. On Wednesday, I promised them I will show it to them today. I've done so. The government personnel costs, government side showed personnel costs that are moved from 1.88 trillion to 3.38 trillion for 2020. How do you justify it? 1.5 trillion increase.
All right.
And this is with a budget of 160 billion for the consequential adjustment of minimum wage.
We wish you the very best in your negotiation, Honorable Minister for Labor and Employment, Senator Chris Igige. And we thank you also for coming out to explain this to millions of Nigerians who are watching tonight. But that's our show for tonight. Many thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Sean Wakimale. Bye for now.